The Tartaria Empire, a forgotten superpower. Erased from history? What if everything you thought you knew about history was wrong? What if entire civilizations had been erased from our textbooks, not because they never existed, but because someone didn't want you to know about them? One of the most controversial historical mysteries is the lost empire of Tartaria, a name that appears on old maps but has been completely erased from modern history. How could an empire that spanned across Russia, Mongolia, China, and parts of Europe simply vanish? And why does the very mention of Tartaria spark debates, speculation, and even censorship? Today, we're diving deep into the mystery of Tartaria. Was it a real empire that was wiped from history? Was it an advanced civilization with lost technology? And most importantly, why was it erased? Stay with me as we uncover the evidence, explore the theories, and expose the secrets hidden in plain sight. Tartaria on ancient maps. If Tartaria was just a myth, why does it appear on so many maps from the 15th to the 19th century? Cartographers from across the world, including those in Europe and Asia, labeled vast regions as Grand Tartary. Some maps even depicted cities, trade routes, and cultural landmarks. But after the 19th century, something strange happens. Tartaria vanishes from history. The name disappears, and the land it once occupied is suddenly divided into different regions, with no mention of the civilization that supposedly lived there. Was this simply an outdated term for Siberia and Central Asia, as mainstream historians claim? Or was an entire civilization erased? And if so, who did it and why? The architecture of a forgotten civilization. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence for Tartaria's existence is its supposed architectural legacy. Many researchers believe that the grand, ornate buildings found across Russia, Europe, and even America are remnants of a Tartarian civilization. These buildings, often featuring intricate domes, massive archways, and impossibly advanced construction techniques, appear all over the world. Some theorists argue that they were not built in the 18th and 19th centuries as officially claimed, but are far older. Structures left behind by a civilization far more advanced than we're told. Take, for example, the star forts, massive symmetrical fortifications that can be found on nearly every continent. Their designs are so precise, so mathematically perfect, that some believe they were not only defensive structures, but also centers for harnessing energy. Could the Tartarians have possessed advanced knowledge of energy systems that were later suppressed? The Great Reset and the disappearance of Tartaria. Here's where things get even stranger. In the 1800s, a series of devastating events wiped out entire cities. Fires, earthquakes, and floods destroyed grand structures, leaving ruins that were quickly rebuilt in a completely different style. The Great Chicago Fire of 1871, the San Francisco earthquake of 1906, and the destruction of entire districts across Europe all seem to have one thing in common: erasing evidence of an advanced past. Then there's the world's fairs, these extravagant exhibitions that displayed grand architectural wonders, only to be completely demolished after a few years. Why were these buildings, some of which rivaled the grandest cathedrals, built just to be torn down? Could it be that they weren't built at all, but rather remnants of a past civilization that had to be erased? The mudflood theory. Was Tartaria buried? Another piece of the puzzle is the so-called mud flood theory. Some researchers claim that Tartaria didn't just disappear, it was buried. Photographs from the 1800s show buildings with their windows and doors submerged beneath street level. In some cases, entire floors of structures seem to be underground. If these buildings were originally constructed this way, why would architects design doors and windows at a level no one could access? But if they weren't designed this way, what buried them? Could a massive worldwide catastrophe have wiped out Tartaria, quite literally covering it with layers of mud? And if so, why does modern history make no mention of it? Advanced technology, the suppression of free energy. Perhaps the most controversial theory surrounding Tartaria is its supposed knowledge of free energy. Some claim that the grand domes and spires seen in Tartarian architecture weren't just decorative, they were functional. These structures may have acted as energy conductors, harnessing the natural electromagnetic fields of the Earth to generate free energy. Nikola Tesla famously worked on wireless energy transmission in the early 20th century. What if he wasn't inventing something new, but rather rediscovering something that Tartaria had already mastered? If Tartaria had unlocked the secret of limitless energy, it would have completely upended the power structures of the world. Imagine a civilization where electricity was freely available to all. No need for fossil fuels. No dependence on centralized power grids. Could this be the real reason why Tartaria was erased? Could those in control have rewritten history to maintain their dominance? Censorship and the erasure of Tartaria. Here's something even more suspicious. Try searching for Tartaria in mainstream history books. You'll find almost nothing. In Soviet Russia, discussing Tartaria was forbidden. The idea of a lost, advanced civilization existing before modern nations took control was something that governments actively suppressed. Even today, many articles and videos on the topic face algorithmic suppression, making it harder to access information. Why would history need to be rewritten? Who benefits from erasing an entire civilization? Could it be that those in power, then and now, want to keep certain truths hidden? The big question: was Tartaria real? So now we're left with a massive mystery. Was Tartaria real, or was it just an old cartographic term for a scattered group of nomads? If it was real, was it an advanced civilization, one that was systematically erased from history? Was there a great reset, a mud flood, or even a global effort to destroy and rewrite history? And perhaps the most important question of all, if history has been rewritten once, what else have they hidden from us? The truth is out there, but only if we're willing to look for it. What do you think? Was Tartaria a lost superpower or just a misinterpretation of history? Leave a comment below, share your thoughts, and let's keep uncovering the mysteries of our past.